Welcome to CHD+Me. I am Jack Salmond, and today I am going to start my podcast. This is the first episode. I am super excited to do this. This is the first one, so it's going to be a little bit rough, but and we'll see how it goes. So in this first one, I want to talk about the healthcare, just start of the whole of healthcare in the United States, because it's not that great, and it's pretty concerning. People might think it's great. Some people might think it's not great. In reality, it's both. But right now, it's okay. It's not great. That's just from my perspective, because I've studied this in my bachelor's, and I just know what has happened and is going to happen. And so I know the ins and outs, not super well, but pretty well. So I just want to address the problems, and then we'll go into what we can do as a nation and go from there. So the first thing I want to talk about, I have my handy dandy binder. I know it's purple, okay? Don't make fun of me. It's purple. I know it's girly. But look at the message on it. It says, it's a blessing to others. Oh, be a blessing to others. I got that wrong. But nevertheless. So, the problems in this nationwide is on. Okay, whatever. Get that out. First off, doctors are getting burned out. Let's face it. People go into medicine and they just get tired of it. It's long hours. And most people go into it, not most, but a couple of people go into it because their parents went into it. And that's great. But is it sustainable? That's the question we should consider. Is it sustainable to go into healthcare? You have to have the right mind. If you're in it for the money, you're gonna get burned out. If you don't have a good sleeping schedule or not taking care of yourself, and I bet you that is the reason why. Is they're working long hours, they're tired. And we actually studied, is the hours that they're working causing this. Another reason is because another reason why healthcare is so bad. Oh, this one is very important. Malpractice. Now, malpractice is where you mess up somewhere. An accident happens. Accidents happen. We're all human, and we don't always do things 100%. I don't. Do you guys know a doctor that's perfect? I know nobody. No doctor, no nurse, no nothing. No radiologist. Well, those guys are doctors. But nobody in this world is perfect. Sorry to break it to you, but it's just the reality. And that's why a lot of people don't want to go into healthcare. They're afraid to mess up. I would be too. And that's why we're going to see a decline in doctors. Nobody wants to. They're afraid of being sued. They're afraid of what's going to happen. So how can we fix this? How can we help doctors not burn out? How can we help young people be interested in healthcare and not be scared? So here's my 2 cents. If you're a doctor and you're listening to this, take care of yourself. Go to bed at a reasonable hour. Eat healthy. And just do your best. I know it's not easy. It's not easy being a doctor. Can I say that again? It's not easy to being a doctor. Doctors are tough. Being a doctor is tough. Now, burnout is a big problem, and I've already said that. And burnout, here's what you can do. How about this? Let's think about this together. You can help by giving your, and I've already said this on, I think, Instagram or TikTok, one of those two. I said to say something nice, like, good job, you're doing a good job, to like a doctor. You could be a nurse, it could be someone in healthcare, because everybody gets burned out from their job. If I was a doctor, I would be burned out some days. But we need doctors. We need doctors here and now and ever before, because more people there's thousands and thousands of people that are getting cancer, congenital heart defect. There's countless diseases that are just taking over people. And, well, I shouldn't say take over, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, they still live their life, but they have this thing that is just in their life. Because CHD plus me, CHD, congenital heart defect, for me, doesn't affect my everyday living. Like, it should. People say, yeah, Jack, yeah, it really does. It really does affect you. But to me, I feel like a normal kid. So people think I'm normal until they look at my hand and they're like, "What's wrong with your hand?" And I tell them kindly, but sometimes I'm like, I just don't really want to tell you right now, but I'm pretty open. But sometimes I don't really want to talk about it. You know? Um, Another issues. Insurances, HMOs, PPOs. HMOs, let's talk about HMOs. If you don't know what it is, look it up. HMOs, you need permission to go see a specialist. To me, and probably to many people, that is dumb. I said it. It's dumb. Why is it dumb? Because I have to go see a primary care doctor, even though I know I have to have a cardiologist. Like, I had to do that a couple weeks ago. I was like, really? Do you want me to, like, open my shirt so you can see my scars? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not. I don't want to do it. You gotta have authorization to go see whatever. And you don't have the freedom the same as a PPO. Like, you can go out of network on PPO. You can't on HMO. I mean, you can, but you get to pay more. There's just a lot of issues that I don't like. Many other people don't like. So how can we resolve this? I feel like they shouldn't. Insurance. It's good to have insurance. We should never go to like a nationwide one health plan. That's just gonna be a messy mess. And I'll tell you why. Because there is gonna be a lot of lines. People are gonna wait. That's how it is in Canada. You have to get on this list. And it can take months. But that's just not sustainable. It will never be sustainable, and we shouldn't go there. But I diverted. But I think insurances should have PPOs. Period. Nothing else. That's just my 2 cents. Anybody feel the same? Maybe if you want to learn more, look it up. And yeah. Lastly, before we can go dive deeper into what we can do to fix this, is patient experience is it's pretty good. It's trying to be nice about it, but I'll just say it's terrible. I think they should take in consideration what can we do to make people's lives better. I'm both through a provider, like a doctor perspective, and the patient perspective. There is a way to make both happy. And processes, I bet you there's a way. Well, people are going to be like, Jack, what are you talking about? There's no way. I bet you if we, as a nation, we dive into what can we do all around into every single hospital. I know hospitals are different. I get that. But hospitals can have similar, very well similar. How many times am I going to say it's similar? But anyways, similar ideas, whatever. Because a lot of, like for instance, I love that most hospitals in the nations, I feel like I'm leading for a chorus or whatever. Sorry. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I love that most hospitals, big ones in the nation, have my chart. That's the best thing that has ever happened for stuff, because you can transfer records and to one hospital to the next and the next, and sometimes it gets messy. I get that, and it does, and but it's the best. It's the best thing for. I'm not a big fan of the other companies. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I just like my chart where you can just go into the database, get the patient records, and transfer them over. That's the easiest thing. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, on to the next part. Just focusing on the like what can we do to make it better? I think I've already highlighted a couple things. But another one that comes to mind is, okay, let me tell you something that bothers me the most is, and this goes along with patient experiences, why can't we focus on patient experience? Like for instance, I had the hospital that I did my internship at, they focused on something else instead of that I recommended, and it, to me, that kind of wasted my time and what ideas I had envisioned to make patient experience better. So just hitting on creating that list and getting that list done and not getting sidetracked with something else. That's a big thing that we can do better as a country, and I'm sure as a world a whole, because there's holes everywhere. Like, doesn't matter how good your system is, there's always holes. And yeah, another one is maybe letting doctors off a little bit more than they already do. Like I'm talking about, like not patient, well, the primary care providers and specialty doctors, and I just feel like they need more time to themselves than they actually do. And I get it that there's needs in the area and stuff like that, but if you don't want burnout, then have them take paid time off. more. Now, I did not look it up, but I honestly don't know how, like, what they are allotted to. That's something that I would have to research. Maybe just having, like, for instance, this is a great idea. I think it's a marvelous idea, and you can think. Let me know what you think in the comments. But what if you allotted them a trip and, like, out of the U.S.? That's what my school did. Like, my university did to their employers, like the teachers. They allotted / required them to go out of the country. I think it's every 3 years. So that could be something. Let me know what you think in the comments. There's just a lot of things that we can fix as a country, as a world. There's a lot of people that are mad, sad, happy about the healthcare system. I'm fairly happy with it, even though there's a lot of holes. Now, in the beginning I said, it's broken. Yes, it's broken. It is broken, but I'm fairly happy with it. Like, happy with what it is right now. And it's all comes down to what I experienced and what the view that I have on the healthcare world system. So I want to close this podcast with an invitation. And that invitation is find out what you can do to help the healthcare system be better. There's multiple ways. Like, for instance, I contribute money to the St. Jude's Research Center. Hospital, not center. Wow. That's what I do. I give back in any way possibility that I can. It could be writing a note to a doctor saying, don't give up, you're doing a great job. Just something. And I would love to hear your thoughts and on what you can do. Share what you can do. And we'll see you next time on CHD+Me. And this was the first podcast.